everybody, we are the House family. Welcome back to our channel.
My name is Mo.
And Ivan.
Thank you so much for joining and tuning to watch our videos, guys.
Thank you so much for a lot of love you guys have given us in the last few weeks.
In the last few weeks, Happy New Month.
Yeah.
This is the month of love, guys. Happy New Month from we, the House family.
To you.
What are we doing, babe, today?
Today we are doing a culture shock.
Cultural shock in Kenya. From
the boy. Hey. You guys already know I'm not Kenyan, and coming to Kenya has come with different experience. It has come with a lot of new things. I've seen a lot of beautiful things. I've seen a lot of shocking my man.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of shocking things.
He's actually from the neighboring country in UG, guys, as you all know. So he's going to be telling us more cultural shocks that he has experienced from Kenya. So I'm here to listen and to see if that might be true. I don't think it's Chomea. You scared, babe? It's Chomea to see if that's true. And I hope you guys will enjoy the video. Subscribe to our channel. Road to 1,000 subscribers, guys. Let's make it happen. It's the month of love. We need love, guys. Road to 1,000 subscribers.
So if you haven't subscribed, I think it's very kind of you to tap that subscription button. We need it as much as you don't even understand.
It's actually free of charge. It's actually free of charge. So let's get to the video. I'm sure they're waiting.
Yeah. So as you guys already know, I'm not Kenyan, right? And if you have watched our videos, you know for sure that you never heard me speak Swahili because I don't know.
Yeah, if you've been watching us from way back, maybe you had noticed that, by the way, Ajakwa can Swahili, and most of the time it is not to speak Swahili so that he can understand English. But for now, he has learned some words, 1 or 2, 3 words. He can be able to listen and understand, and he's getting there. He's getting there, guys. Don't come for him. He's getting there.
So tupeleke yuko pale or subscribe, and then we learn together, right?
Yeah.
So it has been a hell of an experience, and I want to share my shocking experience with you guys. One. The most shocking thing that I've found to be very shocking in this country is the amount of rent. Like, rent is really expensive in this country, babe. Very expensive. Like Kenya, compared to our country, has
specifically Nairobi, I think.
Yeah, specifically Nairobi.
Yeah.
We have also moved to some parts of Kenya, but Nairobi specifically is really expensive. Like when it comes to rent, it is really expensive. Very expensive, man. Yeah. Compared to our country, things are really expensive. I think you have very beautiful apartments, you have beautiful houses around Kenya, around Nairobi, but they're really expensive.
They're really expensive, guys.
Yes.
Especially the rent. Rent is really expensive. Remember, you have to pay 1 month deposit. 1 month, and every month you have to pay the rent, and it doesn't have to pass 5th. 5th is usually the deadline.
Let me show you how
in most of the places 5th is usually the deadline. So you can imagine, you're moving to a new place, you pay full deposit, you furnish your house, and you have to be paying it before 5th. Some go to 10, but it's most especially in this. The apartments are good: water, electricity, security, ample parking space. Like, it's good. But guys, rent. The word rent. No negotiation with the landlord, with the caretaker. Rent is high. Rent is high. But also, you have to know that there are also places in Nairobi that rent is affordable. Especially this house called bed sitters. They can be affordable. But most of those Kiswahili zinaitwa ghorofa, like flats, zinakwanga like bent, ama there ni za kitambo. So the risk of you living in such a house is not good. So for you maybe to be in a very, very good house, you need to have this. And for you to have this, you need also to be somewhere in life, not just moving to somewhere you can't afford. That's why they is complaining that rent compared to mine was super high.
This is what happens in my country. What happens if you are going in for a new house, you have to pay a deposit of 3 months. No, actually, we don't call it deposit, but at least you should pay at least 3 months up front.
Oh, it's 3 months?
Yes.
Not 1 month?
Not 1 month.
Wow.
So we should, for Nigerians, they pay 1 year. For us, we pay 3 months. And why we do that, they want to make sure you can afford the house. They don't want to bring in people for just a very little period of time who can't afford it, and then after that, they have to come back.
Issues.
So what happens, you have to pay for 3 months, but this is not deposit or anything. There are some places where they need deposit, sometimes, not all the time. So you have to pay the 3 months, and then to show, of course, that you can afford a house, and you jump in. But you know, compared to how much you're paying in here, in Nairobi, 1 month is like 6 months in our country.
Yeah,
It is very
and every
expensive.
month
For
you
actually
have
the same house.
same house, and
Yeah, same
that
house.
every month you have to be putting something. Just know that whenever it's end month, you just have to be having your rent money on time, because if you don't, people will be at your doors, phone calls, everything, and that won't give you peace. So yeah, at least he has given you at least a what a heads up on Nairobi rent.
The second shock.
Yeah, but it's still good though. You still enjoy the city.
The city is beautiful.
You enjoy the apartments.
I love the apartments.
You love the design.
I love everything
The
about
taste.
this country. I love everything. I love
Give me
everything.
high.
That's why we do. And the second shock is here. This meat, how do they call this road
Nyama.
meat? Nyama choma.
Nyama. Oh, you're talking about the mtura, the one that people eat in a circle. And
Yeah, it is like a snake roasted on the street. This is something we don't have in our country. I've never seen it before, and coming to Nairobi, seeing it for the very first time was very shocking. As what the hell is going on? What's this? So if you know how, do you know people how?
Yeah,
it's
actually
made?
in Kiswahili, that's called mutura. You will actually write it for them there and maybe give them a pic. It's called mutura.
Mutura.
Some people call it mtush, like the short form. So this mutura is actually the goat's intestine. It's from a goat. It's the intestine from a goat. So they take it and then they roast it. And then beside there, they prepare kachumbari. Kachumbari is a mixture of onion, tomatoes, and some veggies.
But it's really big. How comes?
Really
Is that an intestine
it's,
thing?
yeah, it's an intestine, mostly from goats or cows.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they cut in pieces, they put their kachumbari, and then they put salt, and then they be eaten. So most of the people who usually do those things are people from work. They're so stressed, so they want, because they don't drink, they don't smoke. For them, kachumbari is their thing. So they prefer relieving that stress on kachumbari, because they don't want to smoke and they don't want to maybe use alcohol, so they prefer that mutura. So most of the people there, you can be judging them that they look numb, they look stupid, but they just relieve it from try. And it's so cheap. It's actually 10 bob to 20 bob.
Okay, I actually think we should do a video, trying out street food.
Street food, yeah.
Yes, I think we should.
It is so famous in Kenya. It is so famous.
I've not tried
People
it.
like it. I tried it. Kitambo used to be doing it with my dad, but I didn't like it. But the one I was buying, we needed to be like, showing that we like it, but I didn't really like it.
Yeah, but I think it's worth a try.
It's worth, but you have to be prepared. Sometimes they give you stomach pains.
Okay.
But
we
it's good. It's good though. It's really good.
All right, the third shock, that is actually real amazing. So if you guys want us to do a food taste on streets, we're gonna do that for you right there, right?
Yeah.
And we hope you guys have fun doing it. Watching us do it, right? Sometimes it gets crazy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's continue. The third shock is how everybody in this country is eating ugali. Everybody is eating ugali. It is very different. In my country, we have a lot of different cultures with different staple foods, right?
Yeah.
Like some people eat matoke, some like Irish,
Cassava.
some like cassava, some like potatoes. But you guys, the entire country, with different cultures, different tribes, you guys continue to eat ugali with supu, ugali with skuma wiki, ugali with
eggs.
The only thing that I saw they change is sauce. Some they take it with skuma wiki, some take it with meat, some take it with... It is incredible, yeah.
So guys, actually how we really love ugali, because I can say ugali, when you have fly in the house, you can know that what am I lacking. The only thing I'm lacking is sauce. And sauce to get in Nairobi is really, really cheap. Skuma wiki, especially the veggies. Let's not talk about the meat. Let's talk about the veggies. It's really, really cheap. So people prefer, if I can afford to buy eggs, and make it with ugali, if I can afford to get skuma wiki.
Babe, is it?
Why should I make it? Should I make life too hard? And it's already too hard. And I can afford to buy ugali.
Okay.
And I can afford, not ugali actually, flour. I can afford to buy flour. And I can afford to buy cheap sauce like skuma wiki and eggs. And I can actually make it food. Because I was also shocked with, but it's coming, guys, it's coming. I was shocked in this country, they never knew this food called ugali mayai. They never knew. I'm actually the one who had to tell them that, this can be a food. And we like it in Kenya, so, but it's coming, like, just stay tuned.
It is shocking how different cultures have different kind of food. And that's the beauty of life, right? Yes, there is a lot of beauty in that. The third shock is how beautiful Nairobi is.
Oh, wow.
It is a very beautiful city. I love it. I goddamn love it. It's a beautiful city. It doesn't look more like Africa. I've been to Kigali, and I think Nairobi still outshines every East African city. It is beautiful, man.
Oh, babe,
It
thank
is.
you. Wow.
The serenity and the buildings, how people have put a lot of efforts to make Nairobi
The
look
roads,
beautiful.
the street lights, the building, the malls.
Yes, compared to our country city, I think ours is a town. This is a beautiful city, and I could love to see African countries getting this more cities like Nairobi. It is beautiful, man. It is beautiful. So if you're among the people that made Nairobi beautiful, asante sana. Mungu akubariki, sawa? So, yeah, that is really beautiful. Yeah, we don't have a lot of tall buildings. We have some, but not as beautiful as they are in Nairobi. It is a very beautiful city. And it's beautiful. Next thing is how loud your transport is, man. Like the Matatu, these local buses, there is a lot of music and people banging. And it is incredible. It is incredible. In our country, this is what happens. You sit in a Matatu, you have to be very quiet. Nobody is talking, or if you are talking, it is really, really quiet. You don't have this kind of aggression. But in Nairobi, everybody is banging. There is music. There is a time I sat in a taxi, a Matatu, and
we call it matatus here.
You call them Matatu. We actually call them taxis. So taxis.
So you go. What happened when you said
there was a very big screen just right here. A very big screen.
Oh, in front of your face.
Yes, and there are a lot of music, and someone is talking, and another one is beating the back. This was incredible. This was incredible. I've never had such an experience like this. It was crazy. At some point, I was like, "Are we dying here? Is something happening?"
Okay, you could have opened the windows at least to get fresh air.
And surprising how strong these guys are. These guys who keep beating the
back in then, the doors and turn.
Very hard.
Yeah, so guys, so far you can comment down below and tell us what you think, because what he's saying is true. Our mats here are crazy. Not in one area, all the areas they are crazy. They come, they bang the doors, they bang. You can actually be sitting there near the door or where the tout is, and the level of the noise that you get, not only from the tout, also then the big screen TV or even radios. Like you can be sitting here, up chini on your seat, there's a speaker. Pale kuna speaker, there's a screen. People are making noise. They are 20. Like sometimes even the mats can be full, but they're going to stop banging, and then fail to pay. Have you told them even a curtain box fail to pay? Just fail to pay.
I've never failed to pay in a taxi. I think it could be risky.
I'm not calling for them, but I'm just telling you, if you fail to pay, or even if someone fails to pay a curtain shilling, the tout can come for you. I don't know if they are usually trained, and even the driver can't say a thing. Driver nagonga talk about amenyamaza ni kama taa yuko.
But for me, what is most interesting is how strong they have these strong hands. You know, I think it's ugali, or if maybe it's a lot of ugali, or and the mutushi. I think
they really
it's
bang out,
amazing, man.
I think you are so scared.
There is a time I was walking in one of the towns there, of course in Nairobi, I don't know if there are towns at all. But the guy, like these small matatus, the small matatus, the guy was beating the thing. He actually slapped the taxi until it went inside. It is surprising. And also another thing that is very surprising in the same cars, how they make people sit on extra. They want to
They're
put
called
in
sambazas, these small woods.
Yes, they want to put in people as many as possible.
Sambazas, guys. They're called sambazas.
And then, you know, when it's completely full to capacity, they get this extra
for extra people like
timber, and then you have to fix it and so on. It is very uncomfortable. The first time I was in there, and then they got that thing, and they got some mama who had eaten enough ugali for a very long time. Wow.
You are not breathing. Yeah.
Like she had eaten ugali for a very long time, you know what I mean. So sitting in the middle was extremely beautiful.
Exhausting.
Uncomfortable as well. But it's a different, you know, that is what
life is.
And beauty is as
People
well.
are hustling in any way.
And beauty as well. Different societies, different cultures, different lifestyle. This makes us one people, one beautiful people. And this is the beauty of life.
It's actually the beauty of life. Sometimes you can just be there like you're frustrated, but in the middle of it, you can even end up just laughing about it.
The stress in Nairobi can actually teach you to appreciate life in whatever form it comes.
Actually true.
If you choose to look in the bad side of life and you try to be complaining all the time and so on.
You remain sad for
but if you keep to have
be
fun,
positive and have good vibes, you are going to enjoy the city.
Nairobi is a very beautiful city, so it's up to you how you
take it.
You choose to live here.
Yeah.
So
but big up to the touts though. Big up to them. But hustling is really, really It's just crazy.
To every young man out there.
Every young man, and most of them are
whatever
usually just young men. If you have noticed,
the hustle is real.
the hustle is
The hustle is
real.
real.
Wow.
Actually, if you don't know if the hustle is real, wait until they start banging that thing. Wait until they start banging that thing.
And the music.
And I hope you guys, if you have never experienced this, I hope there is a video on YouTube which can show you how exactly it is. Or maybe we can do one time of a city lifestyle.
I think we should.
We should. I think we should bring you such kind of videos sometimes.
So that they can see it for their eyes.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. Another next thing that shocked me when I came to this country is how everybody loves money. You know, a lot of you guys love money. It is true, babe.
Oh, wow. I know it's true, babe. Continue.
People love money here. And you know, some people are try to tell me that some tribes and all this, but let me tell you the truth, it's not about tribes, it's not about anything.
Okay.
These things, the lines they draw, all this tribe, all this all, it is nothing. Every Kenyan is looking for money in every angle, and you know what, it's beautiful. That shows that young people are looking really forward to getting some work done, and
yeah, and also getting a good life. So about the money issue thing, it's actually kind of true, like how Kenyans are really crazy with this. They're so crazy with that. You cannot go away. You cannot like just escape with your money. You can't. They really like it. Sometimes they can even. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but you can easily get scammed, and they can even just take your whole thing, your money, your wallet, your phone, laptop, everything. Like the level of them scamming people when it comes to this
is incredible.
Is on top. It's incredible. And I really don't think it's a good thing, because someone can be like, they don't live in Kenya, it's their first time in Kenya. You got to the city, you get scammed, you have to start from scratch. And maybe you had been having this beautiful feeling of coming to Kenya, and then you end up being scammed because of this. Because whenever they see you, one thing, if they see you speaking in English, you dress well.
Yeah, that is actually
perfumes.
another shock. Like every time a lot of people
English. Just start speaking in English. They feel like, wow, this is a professional person. This is a legit. They start getting scared, and they're like, oh my.
You know, like I look a little bit like Kenyan, so I somehow look Kenyan. A lot of people think I'm Kenyan, you know.
Until they hear him speak.
Until they hear me speak, and every time I speak, they are like, is this a guy? You know, who is this kind of a guy, and so on.
With this kind of accent, yeah. So they try to figure out quickly. By the time they're like, okay, how much is that? The price, and then
has multiplied.
It has doubled. It has even tripled. Then they're like, oh, okay. And for him in his country, maybe this is actually really cheap compared to my country. So he ends up taking it, not even figuring it out already. So by the time he has like taken some time to to calculate things, and maybe lived for some time and be like, oh, the other time we bought it in this price, why have you bought it in a different price? And it's the same. And then I end up telling him, did you speak in English? Did you say this and this? Good.
So every time I come back home, I have to answer some questions right there. So, but another shock that actually got me is how strong their money is. You know, I'm coming from a country where money is really weak. The currency is really weak. And now coming to this country, there is a lot of different things that you cannot tell. And it is hard for you to understand if you have never moved to any other country and so on.
And that's why it can be easily for you to get scammed, because at that time he wasn't understanding like how our money operates.
Yeah.
For him, he used to be thinking, these are too cheap, But now he got time to go through everything he learned, and now he's okay. He can be able to go buy anything, talk to people, and he can't get scammed.
For example, you can see here chipo.
Chips.
They're selling it. They're selling it at 100 bob and so on. 100 to me felt like, whoa, this is nothing
compared to.
But when I multiply it with how much it costs back in my country, I'm like, these guys are eating Irish for all this much. Like everybody in my country has got Irish, and if it's just Irish and a little bit of oil, it doesn't make sense that they are selling it this much. And when I got to realize how much it costs in different items, it is crazy, man. It is crazy. Yeah. When I was here for the first time, everything seemed really cheap. You are able to get food at 200. You're like, what's this 200? In my country, 200 is almost completely nothing. Of course, it can't buy you anything. But when you multiply yours to that, your money is extremely strong. I think you have a very strong, thriving economy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a very strong economy, and I hope it continues to be like that.
Yeah, like the Kenyan shilling, guys, is so strong.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's the top in East Africa.
Yeah, now that freedom is here, let's see.
It's actually so wonderful to know that where I come from, the currency is on top. I can be able to move to different countries. If I have like a 20K somewhere, I can say, if I put it in this currency, can I be able to go to this country and do this one or two? How long will it take me? Will I be okay? It's actually good to know that you can do it and you can travel with the Kenyan shilling to some parts of the country in Africa, which is good and it's affordable and it's just incredible.
Yeah, it is very beautiful. So actually, if you're a millionaire in Kenya, you're a millionaire almost everywhere in Africa. Yes, I think you have got a very strong money. Yes, yeah, compared to all other countries.
You can afford to go to South Africa.
You're a millionaire everywhere, babe. You're a millionaire. If you're a millionaire in Kenya, you're a millionaire everywhere.
Wow.
It is a very strong money, and I hope other African countries will get inspired and look into that same direction, because hey, and that's another reason why I'm not leaving this city. Just in case if you know. So another shock was how you have a lot of political freedom here. Very political. You have a lot of political freedom. You can see people saying whatever they want to say. They can do whatever they want to say. They can criticize anybody without fear of being persecuted and so on. It is crazy. And I know for so many of you, you take it for granted. It seems like it's no big deal and so on. Hey, look here. Let me tell you, it is a big deal. It is a big deal. Having young people being able to say something anytime they want to say whatever they want to say makes Nairobi really, really beautiful. Like back in my country, there is a little bit of freedom, but there is a lot of things that you have to really think about before saying. And I'm not pointing to criticize anybody, but I'm saying in my country, you have to be very careful with that, whatever you say, how you say it, how you mold it. But here, people can say whatever they want to say.
People can actually just wake up and be like, today, I want to get so and so down, say this about him. And in the middle of it, you think they'll end up being in jail? They won't even end up being in jail or anything like that, or being persecuted. You'll just hear, whoever said this, created this meme about a certain politician, I just landed a lucrative deal, a job in the government. It's just that.
It is crazy.
Most of them are usually trolled. Most of them are told this and that, this and that. You'll hear that they got a job, they met him, they were given some cash, and they are good friends. Like, it is what it is. Life goes on. You don't have to be sad all the time. They just take it in because they know no one is perfect. I have my own skeleton, you have your own skeleton. So when I come out to say this and that, you shouldn't take it too hard. I just give you a phone call. We're on this hotel. You get a deal. Life moves on.
Yeah, how you reward freedom of speech, freedom of expression is incredible.
I think that's why Kenya is one of the most happiest countries, because they have their freedom anywhere. Freedom in politics, freedom of speech, freedom of the internet, freedom anywhere. That's why they're usually so happy on the internet, so happy even just offline, online. They're usually so happy because they feel like, I have a freedom of expression, freedom of this, freedom to food, freedom to eat, freedom to church, freedom to dressing anyhow, like whatever I want to dress. No one is there to criticize you or tell you ABCD. That's why it was ranked one of the most happiest countries in Africa.
And you guys should keep it up. You should keep that up. And I will just give you one example before I end that. But this guy who is called MK Comedian, who imitates your deputy president. It is incredible that no one has ever stopped him in my country to try that, to actually go that level. My friend,
not a good thing.
My friend, freedom is not there. So it is beautiful. This lady who was just rewarded for naming your deputy president Rigiji. It is crazy.
Yeah, and it's trended, by the way. That thing is trended, and people appreciate it. People won't even criticize too much because they feel like at the end of the day, you're making a smile to some people's faces. Even though some won't like it, some are like, let the big man be told A, B, C, D. Some are true, some are lies. But people need to have smiles on their faces. Like, there's too much already to bear. Can't you have something to smile upon?
And that's something that is also very, very beautiful. How people find beauty in everything. Instead of, blaming and trying to find fights and all this.
Yeah.
So Kenya, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. And I hope a lot of young people, everywhere, wherever you are, you can just leave your country and come scatter in this nation. It is beautiful here.
It is beautiful.
The last shock is how everybody is welcomed in this country. You know how many people are foreigners are in this country. We have a lot of Burundians, we have a lot of Ugandans, a lot of Tanzanians, Nigerians,
everything.
Every single one. You know, there are so many, and everybody is able to do whatever they can do. This is not okay. In my country, we have some people that come. We have a lot of Kenyans. We have a lot of, but in this country, they are almost everywhere. These guys who are pulling these wheelbarrows and everything. They are mostly Burundians, a lot of...
And they have their freedom. They walk everywhere they want, they do their business. No one is there to be telling them like, you know, you don't speak English, you don't speak Swahili, where are your license? And like they walk, they do their businesses, ABCD. Like everyone is welcomed here with, you know, with your families, mainly to visit, to vacation, and even to stay. They are welcomed. Like we don't just say that we don't take country A and B here. We don't take country A and B here. You guys, we heard that you do this, as we don't do it here, so you deserve to go back. No, there are so many migrants and they live, they do their thing, they eat like any other people, they live in houses they can afford to. No one is there to question them and tell them like, you can't because you're from this country. They are all here.
Another very shocking thing that I can't forget is how often I don't see soldiers in your streets. Yeah, you almost have no soldiers everywhere.
You're talking about the police?
Not only the police. In my country, we have police, soldiers everywhere. And I don't know if they interpret that to be tight security, but in this country, you never see soldiers walking and marching with big guns on the street and so on. I understand that there is a new thing that is coming up with soldiers being a little bit more in Nairobi, but it's something that I was shocked. You know, you could walk the entire city and you have only seen traffic officers. You have not seen a lot of police.
Yeah, most of them actually are usually traffic officers. You know, supervising cars and everyone, and people who are trying to road hog the cars on the road and trying to create small accidents. Most of them are usually just traffic police. But others, like you find them like, you know, like to be, some people like to them are threats. Like me, when I see an officer with a gun, it can be a threat to me. To find them like with big cars walking and that noise of hooting. In Nairobi or in Kenya, it's not too much because most of them are just busy doing their work in traffic police. But to find them that every time that police, you know, the police siren up and down, it's not too much. Unless a politician, a very big minister is passing, or the president or something like that. But often, it's only the traffic police.
Yeah, and
they don't have a problem as long as you're driving your car in a good lane, doing everything like following the rules. They don't have a problem. But where you get the problem is when you try to road hog or carjack, something like that.
And you know, besides the police and so on, I'm talking about real army soldiers. Like in my country, you cannot walk in the city and you don't find any. There is a lot of battalions walking around, and so in this country, coming here and I'm not seeing soldiers, I actually want.
That's a lot of freedom, actually.
Yeah, there is a lot of freedom.
That's why people are happy.
Yeah, even your convoy, when you see the politicians moving and so on, they know this Ambika Valley, a lot of soldiers and so on.
You can wave.
So if you guys can relate back in my country, you know for sure this is extremely different. This is different. So yeah, that's specifically it for today.
So guys, you can tell us what you think. Have you had something like that that's similar to your countries? Have you seen something like that? Are you from Kenya? Are you from any other country that, you know, these things may shock you, or are they a little bit different from ours, or how do you do it in your country? Let's meet in the comment section and comment down below. Tell us what you think, how things are, how you do it. Are they similar? Are they different? And then yeah, you know, that's how we do it here, guys.
So, and if you haven't subscribed, I think this is the right time for you to, because we are going to bring you so much on this channel, right, babe?
Yeah, so much is coming. So stay tuned to watch part 2. Part 2 is gonna be me from his country.
Yeah, she actually came. She actually came and stayed for a very long time. How long did you stay?
1 year and like 6 months.
1 year and 6 months.
Wow.
So yeah, she has a lot.
I have a lot also to share with you guys about what I experienced in his country. So if you wanna like know what I experienced, you gotta watch. You gotta watch till the end. Wait for part 2. Comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe to our channel, lucky guys.
Yeah, there is so much. You can check our old videos in case you're interested. There is so much for you to spend some data on. Worth it, right, babe?
Yeah, but you did talk about data, by the way. How do you find our data? We have Safaricom, Airtel, and Telecom. You can just give them a brief and then we wind up the video.
Yeah, it is surprising how cheap your data is actually. In my country, there is a lot of taxes on how you use your phone, how much data you pay and so on. And here, your data is really cheap, yes.
Wow.
20 bob, you get a 1 GB for a
An
day.
hour,
And so on. Yeah, this is really cheap. Like in my country,
and Safaricom, yeah, it's so fast. Have you told them the way?
Yeah, very fast internet. I think that's why we have a lot of content creators in this country.
Yeah.
And with this new motive of your president trying to make internet more available, more everywhere, I think it's going to make this the sport of Africa.
Be digital wise.
Yeah, this continent, this country is gonna brighten our continent up. Yes,
it's true. Like
that's why you are seeing a lot of other companies like Google, Facebook are trying to come in
to rebrand in Kenya.
Yeah, this country is beautiful. How cheap is that data? How easy it is
to get food.
Almost everybody has got a phone. Not really smart, not really very expensive phones, but at least everybody is able
can
to
access data.
Yes, yes. At least they can access.
It's affordable. Data. It's super fast, and it connects really quick, and it can also, like, the routers to be pulled. They can even go to far end places, and you can be able to still connect even if you are far. And also the new motive that is coming to put it in everywhere, like around Nairobi, it's gonna be a good thing, because a lot of people in Kenya are actually content creators. They do this IT things, so they're gonna enjoy that, and people can't wait for that project to come to pass.
And another show is this. See you in the next video.